In the context of biblical myth and Kabbalic symbology, the Archangel Metatron is considered to be the most supreme of angelic beings and is associated with the pinnacle of the tree of life, which is the sphere of Kether, the crown. He is seen as the highest of the recording angels in his capacity of maintaining the eternal archives of the Lord. Therefore, Metatron is congruent with the scribe of the Akashic, Thoth Hermes. Mythically, there is the story that Metatron was originally the prophet Enoch, who was transformed into the archangel by God. His Latin name is Meditor, which means a guide or measurer. In the Sonsino Zohar glossary, Metatron is described as the chief or head of the world of creation and also the servant or the body of Shekinah, the divine feminine. From my Akashic insights and communion with the illumined Master Thoth, the following on Metatron has been revealed to me. In order to understand Metatron as an archangel, it is necessary first to comprehend to some degree the constitution of an angelic being. According to my Akashic and Thoth-engendered perspective, angelic beings are actually living light intelligences radiating from the heart seed or holy of holies of the unified field of divinity which Thoth calls the Atosic universe. This universe is not a place out there, but instead is within all. Their most visible effulgence is to be seen in the fiery light of the star suns in our universe. The atomic power demonstrated in the solar systems is an outer shell effect of the angelic living lights, sending their radiations out through the physical universes. Yet angels can also be up close and personal. They are within us as well as in what we see in the heavens. They therefore whisper to our soul and stir our intuition. They motivate us and attract us to graceful acts and a deepening experience of our internal connection to the All. Archangels are the supreme movements in the angelic symphony of intelligent radiation. They define and execute the sacred geometry within our DNA that is constantly enfolding patterns into patterns of light mathematics, transforming old worlds into new ones within the crystals of our star-born light. Archangels are the ray tracers of the universes. Ray tracing is a computer graphics term. It is defined in the Bryce 5 user manual as an image synthesis technique by which a virtual beam of light is projected from a virtual camera into a 3D scene in order to evaluate shading and visibility. The virtual beam may be absorbed, reflected, or otherwise affected to some degree by every object it strikes. For instance, if it is your sky, then a blue sky color ends up on that portion of your virtual film, your image. In this way, a final color is determined for each pixel in your image. A ray tracing archangel, then, sends signals or rays out from the living light matrix of the divine heart seed, striking the image, human, animal, flower, etc., which allows that being, thing, to incorporate the signal into its logic, lending a nuance, a coloring of the divine original tone or imprint upon whatever it is or is to become. Now, if we understand that the archangel is a mythic symbol of a true activity within the unified field of divinity, and is thus within the very aspect of all, we can understand that we employ the living light encoding within our DNA to trigger ray tracing of heart seed coloration throughout all of our perceptions and experience. Angelics are living lights of intelligent surges from the center of the heart seed, but they can also take on the qualities of singular expression. They can therefore appear to us with human bodies and faces and communicate to us in ways that touch our mortality and raise us to experience the eternal. Thoth refers to Metatron as the archangel of reflection. He is the clear pool through which the image gains brilliance as it absorbs its own countenance and becomes the sacred nothing. In other words, Metatron offers the soul the room with the best view, which is to see through it all, and then to become it, which of course we already are. We only lack the realization of our integration with the all. As a light geometry, the Metatron is complete. Does not require an associative pattern in order to be. When a human being aligns to this same frequency, not requiring an identity in order to be at one, then that person enters the complete spiral of Metatron. Beyond this spiral lies the torus of the Atosic universe, the all in all undivided. To call upon Metatron in your being, focus on the crown or top of the head as an opening, like a flower of living presence, through which the light of Metatron moves into and out of your heart seed. Then bring this out and in movement down through your feet and into the center of the earth. The first threshold. One's angelic rays, the infusion of angelic harmonics in the soul, the seed that is planted in the birth of a soul. Process: opening the angelic thresholds in the body. There are points in the body that contain mirror seals of the angels. Behind these seals are portals which, when opened, allow a streaming of angelic light into the light, energy, and physical bodies of the individual. The second threshold, the Ancient of Days, the root of the soul self coming from the ages of this planet's past. Process, connecting to the Ancient of Days within, following one's timeline back to the point of the soul's conception and bringing it through the eye of the needle of true balance within the soul self-realization. The third threshold, the Nature Deva mantle, bestowed upon a soul in its emergence into the earth, which is the trunk of the tree of life for the soul. Process, calling upon the Devic charge within and offering oneself to the experience of heart play with the nature kingdom. The fourth threshold, the light pictographs, the symbolic imagery contained in the light body, inscribed therein by the sojourn of the soul through incarnation. This is the light language of the soul itself, which are the limbs of the tree. Process, visualizing sacred symbols as a path to unlocking the inner patterns and expressions of the divine within the soul as an incarnating entity. The fifth threshold, the ascension dynamics, that which triggers deep within the soul its next passage of evolution into what Thoth calls the new Earth star or future Earth dimension. This fifth aspect is symbolized by the leaves or crown of the tree, the many and the one creating the crowning glory of the Kether. Process, understanding and integrating key light codes of the Enochian fire into the being in preparation for further development of the ascension experience, using the stages of the light body mandala as a process for the experiential nature of this integration. The sixth threshold, the Christic transmission. This is the sap of the tree, that which fills it with presence and life-giving sustenance. Process, revealing of the 33 Christic fulfillments and their correspondence in the evolution of humanity, permeating the being with an experience of Christic transmission through a guided actualization overlighted by Ushael, the higher being of Thoth. The seventh threshold, the I Am, the individual seal of self beyond the lesser identity, which contains the imprint of the God self within the blueprint of one's greater nature. This is the fruit of the tree of life. Without it, future generations cannot be fed and seeds cannot be planted for future harvests. Process and exercise an inner focus on the I Am, calling it forth from the interior being. The Eye of Horus is a gateway to your multidimensional being. All souls exist on several dimensions at once. By connecting consciously to these dimensional parts of your soul self and integrating them into your field by creating a Merkaba or light transport vehicle, you are then able to receive a direct signal of their oneness in your all-being. You are now ready to meet the Eye of Horus and move through it into your multilineal star stream. This is the hierarchical matrix of your soul in its interdimensional positioning through time and space. You are now ready to reconnect consciously with several facets of your multidimensional self. The first step in this direction is to relax your physical body and move your consciousness through the star-encoded chambers of your cells and into the crystal spirals of your DNA. Now that you are inside your own star cell being, transfer this consciousness cell into the temple of the morning star, which is the etheric temple of Giza. See yourself as pure star energy. You are within a chamber of the temple of the morning star that is composed entirely of alchemically transformed crystal. Laser inscribed on the stellar floor are the patterns of constellations in the future Capricornian age. Find your star path on the floor and move your energy body in order to hover above that star configuration. Suspended from the ceiling of the chamber is a large Horus eye, laser carved from an emerald. This eye beams a ray of golden light into your auric field and transforms your energy body into a holograph of your fourth dimensional form. Take a few moments to see this being which you are in the fourth dimension. Move your consciousness into that holograph and experience the thoughts and the knowing of this higher aspect of your soul self. Accept it into your conscious memory patterning. Now the holograph shifts in frequency, and your energy body leaves the fourth dimensional projection and moves into a fifth dimensional imaging of your soul. Experience through remote viewing the fifth dimensional form that is you. Commune with it. Enter its perceptions. Note which form it chooses to reveal to you. Accept it into your conscious memory pattern. See now a trinity of holograms, all operating in harmony with your energy body. These are the fourth and fifth dimensional forms coexisting with your third dimensional self. It is important to allow these fourth and fifth-dimensional beings to integrate within your 3D experience. See them moving in and out of your star cell field in a rhythmic pattern. Feel the rhythm of that pattern as it moves with greater rapidity through your field. Now the pattern and rhythm has reached its maximum vector of interdimensional frequency, and a flashpoint occurs. Experience this brilliant burst of light in your energy body. This flash is the moment when the Merkaba or light transportation vector has connected with space-time to carry you through the Eye of Horus. Just as you move through the eye, the light vector you have created in your energy body disperses in an even flow throughout your entire physical system. Feel the bliss of unilateral energy flow in every corpuscle and cell of your body. Now take 3 slow, deep breaths into your solar plexus and out your third eye. Come back now into your current life path. You are received.